So that if our prime minister, acting prime minister today, travel to Russia and have handshake with Putin, only handshake, I tell you, Nigeria jet, armor tank, police will disappear in Biafra land within 48 hours. Just give it a try.
All hail Biafra. All hail Biafra. The zoo has fallen. I'm sorry. I broke down. The zoo has fallen. And today, the cries of the Biafra people will be heard all over the world. I want Biafra people to understand that your cry will be heard all over the world from this day. And we must maintain our stand.
I can see the sinister agenda of the Nigerian government. They have done everything to use the Biafran resources. I'm talking about the oil, I'm talking about the gas, to negotiate with the Finnish government, all in the bid to return, repatriate, and extradite Simon Ekpa. In that video that we just saw, you can see that the ambassador of Finnish government has been brought back to Nigeria by Bianca Ojukwu, and of course the foreign minister. They have been able to have this political conversation, and of course deal. And what they bargained on was your oil for Simon Ekpa. If you give us oil, if you give us the gas that we have in Imo State, of course Simon Ekpa will be a small fry. Now, it is left for us to see if this is another scam, or maybe Finnish governments are now planning to compromise and betray their own citizen. But who am I to undermine or to doubt that the West will betray a Simon Ekpa? Let me tell you one thing. The West, this includes the United Kingdom, the United States of America, and of course the European Union, has always been known to kick the black man under the bus for their own selfish interests. The same thing is going on with Ayuba Chopper in, I think, in Denmark or Norway, who has also been held extrajudiciously. They keep extending in his court case. Now they are talking about extraditing him also back to his own homeland. Now, the West have one thing. They do not play with their own personal interest. I, as a Biafran supporter, will advise my Biafrans that now is the time to look to the east. Just as the name implies, the rising sun from the east, Biafra. Your support lies in the east. Your support lies with the Russians. It lies with the allies of Russians, the likes of BRICS, China. If Biafra are ready and serious, they must pally up, because Finnish governments, as it stands now, have compromised. Let us listen to the voice of Biafra.
So that if our prime minister, acting prime minister today, travel to Russia and have handshake with Putin, only handshake, I tell you, Nigeria jet, armor tank, police will disappear in Biafra land within 48 hours. Just give it a try. That only handshake only will put them off. But I don't know why our leaders are afraid or don't want to look towards that area.
Absolutely nothing will deter us. Nothing will stop us. So on this note, I want to bring to the notice of all Biafrans, and that ship is on course. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu, or you all should remember, he is with the Nigerian DSS today because of what we are doing. Our leader Nnamdi Kanu has said, instead of Biafra not to come, Nigeria will be burned to ashes. And I promise you today, instead of Biafra not to come, we, every single individual in Biafra government, in all the structures that our PM has laid down, we will burn Nigeria down. country, what's international and in homeland that tries to tamper, that tries to intervene, that tries to stop this restoration, that country will get the brunt of Biafra.
This is a serious situation, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see right there, Biafrans, IPOB members, and supporters of Simon Ekpa are worried. They are worried because of the latest development, and they have processed it. They've come to realize that at the end of the day, regardless of whatever location that you are, you can be deported, you can be extradited, and extraordinary rendition is the list of what can happen. So it means you do not have a safe haven. You can be in the United States of America, you can be anywhere. Whatever it is that you do over there, if the government of that country believe, or if they are in cahoots with the government that you are against, well, just like the case of Simon Ekpa, you might be arrested and you might be extradited. Your citizenship might be stripped off you. So March is the month 2025 that the Finnish government set aside to try Simon Ekpa. Now, we were thinking and looking at the family tie of Simon Ekpa, if that could be used in his favor. What do I mean? If Simon Ekpa will be allowed to spend time in a Finnish prison. You might ask, Finnish prison for what? What has it done? Why should he be in prison? Well, according to the rules and regulation of the European Union, if you are caught in any activity to usurp the sovereignty of a nation, or you are caught in any activity that is connected to terrorism, and you know there is a broad definition of terrorism, you will be kicked out of the country, meaning your citizenship will be stripped off if you have any. Now, in the case of Simon Ekpa, the Finnish government had called him in the first time. The story is all over social media, and questions were asked. He was quizzed about his activity or activities. They wanted to confirm, do you have anything to do with IPOB? Do you have anything to do with emancipation? Do you have anything to do with any of the monetary transfers back and forth? And don't forget, for IPOB or any movement to function, money is needed. And don't forget also that certain kind of money will also be brought into play. There are certain kind of transfer that are not from legit sources that will also come into play. So the Finnish government took time to observe, to monitor the inflow and outflow of money, and to what end. Now, on Simon Ekpa's page, social media handle, such as his Twitter handle, there are videos of armed men. Now, Simon Ekpa could not explain to them much more than what Nnamdi Kanu has explained previously, that the purpose, the brainchild behind these armed men or militia is for the protection of life and property of his people. Saying that the federal government, and of course establishing what happened during the Biafran war, saying there is this move to put an end, there is this move to shut down, there is this move to destroy my people, and I have the right to protect them. Now, this sounded like a meaningful or worth it explanation to the Finnish government at that time. But as time went on, the Nigerian government produced or presented certain evidence And don't forget that the Finnish embassy is in Nigeria. Do not ever think that these embassies don't have their secret services or secret police or investigators. But then we know that the Nigerian government can manipulate or influence. So the Finnish government said, in collaboration with international organizations and in collaboration with certain nations, we've been able to establish that Simon Ekpa and others have been involved in activities that we can put in the box of terrorism or terrorism sponsoring. So Simon Ekpa was asked, can you explain the inflow and outflow of money from different sources? What I need you to understand is this. All over the world, for whatever reason, purpose, motive, that you gather money or pool money or money is donated from different sources, whatever reason it is mandatory, important that that money is not used for collection of arms and ammunition. Very important. So they definitely want to be in control of arms and ammunition. So if there is this group or group of people who are now sponsoring some kind of security in their country and some kind of insurgency or some kind of protest or whatever, they want to be sure if it is coming from them or not. What do I mean? The Western world. Don't forget that they topple certain countries too. So since it is not coming from them and it is from you, they don't have time for that. That's the mistake of a lot of people. They need to understand that those that are in charge of the world, what I mean is decision makers in this world, they care less about third world countries. What I mean is they care less about the functioning or the progress of your country. They care less about it. In fact, they are not interested. They don't even want it to work. If your country begins to make sense, how can they now tag you third world country? How can they come to your country and steal from you? How can they manipulate? They need to make sure that you remain. So if an average Biafran or Igbo man says, hey, the international is watching, France is watching, Finland is watching, you are fooling yourself. They are watching to, they maintain the rule of law in their own space because they see themselves as human. The same rule in their country does not apply in your own country. When they come there, their rules of engagement is different. So if you think these people, they respect the rule of law, Finland people, this is what they do, this is how they are, or American, or this, is because you are in that country or you are looking at that country, seeing how things work over there. No, that's not the same rule of engagement when they come to your country. They go through back doors, they manipulate, they bribe, they destroy, they use proxies, they lobby, they install, they back certain government, and they do a lot of terrible things. Things that you might not even be able to find out. They engage in certain NGOs that are trained secret police, trained agents. At times they use some NGOs that do not even know what they are doing. They go through proxies. They use blind leads everywhere. You might not be able to track it back to them. And when you track it back to them, nothing happens. I'll give you one example so that you can have a better understanding. When you say international, there's something like that. You are on your own. You're on your own. When the presidential aspirant in the United States, Hillary Clinton, was vying for position, Donald Trump and his agency, they exposed certain emails. And in that email, it was established that one of the Arab countries, one of the Gulf countries, that the United States pillaged, destroyed. The lies that they put out there constantly all over the place is not true. They put out lies just to destroy. Now, tell me, what is the consequences? Who is paying for it? Is there any international criminal court that charged Hillary Clinton or whoever, anybody to court for the wrongdoing? No. What I'm trying to say is that in their own country, rules apply to them. They manage themselves well. But in other countries, crime is the order of the day. So if you think there is one foreign country that is going to save you, or one united nation, or one united that, no, nobody is going to save you. That's the truth of it. You have to sit back and process how to get out of the condition that you are in. It's as simple as ABC. And for the Simon Ekpa's thing, it appears as if Finland is more interested in doing business with Nigeria, and Simon Ekpa is inconsequential. That's what it appears. Like Simon Ekpa is of no importance to them. Like Simon Ekpa is not going to add value to them. That's basically what it is to them. They are going to make more money involving themselves in the energy projects. Energy projects. They are vying for that contract. They want to be part of the energy contract, energy projects in Nigeria. That's what the Finnish government is seeking for. So if Simon Ekpa is going to be the payment, and don't forget that Nigeria and Finland does not have any bilateral agreement. But now they are signing bilateral agreement. All of a sudden, like, you know what? Let's do business. Let us connect to each other. They've sat down like, how much do you think we can make off Nigeria? So Simon Ekpa is of no use to them. What is Simon Ekpa to them? How much is Simon Ekpa? What is the value of Simon Ekpa to them? That is the issue here. So as it is, we are hoping that things are done with mercy or pardon in view. I mean, let them tamper justice with mercy. Sort of. Because Simon Ekpa does not stand a chance.